Welcome, this is the question practical session of DBMS. Today I am going to do the 28th question. So in the 28th question, in the 16th question, we created the database for the Kalvila Junior College to store their students' exam details. So according to that database, we have to find these details for these questions. So in the first one, what is the highest mark obtained in Sinhala literature in all terms examination for all students of class 11B? And what is the highest mark and the subject of Rachit Ravikramasinghe's first term subjects in all subjects? And find the name and the mark of the students who scored between 70 and 90 marks in the mathematics subject in the first term examination. And find the subject and mark with the highest mark obtained in mathematics and science subject in Amanda Moses first term examination. And Madara Vanigasekara find the highest marks in mathematics and science Sinhala language literature in second term examination. So I have to get those details through queries, so I'm going to execute those queries. And the first one, I'm going to join the three tables to take four tables. So I have to join subject table, student exam mark record table, student table, and the class table. So I'm going to join all the tables first. So first select asterisk mark from student exam mark record, inner join. First I'm going to join the subject table, subject on student exam mark record dot subject ID equals subject dot subject ID. Then I'm going to join the student table, student on student exam mark record dot student index number equals student dot index number. Inner join, I'm going to then inner join the class table, class on student table, table dot student's class ID equals class dot class ID. So when I execute this query, I will get the all tables joined together. Student exam mark record, student subjects, student details, as well as the class table. So those are the all details I want to take. So then I can put the condition for end. So where I have to filter the 11B class students. So I'm going to first do it. Class ID where class name equals 11B. When I execute this, I will get the 11B class students, all the marks, all the details, and I have to narrow it only for single subject, and subject dot subject name equals Sinhala language and literature. So when I execute this, I will get the only Sinhala language and literature marks for 11B class students, and I have to find the highest mark obtained in this class. So then I have to put the max function. Max is the function that we use to find the maximum number in the certain column. So I have to specify the column student exam mark record dot mark. So according to these details, the highest mark will be 70, not 99. So when I execute this, I will get the 99 as the highest mark. So this is the query for the first question. And for the second one, what is the highest mark and the subject of Sachitra Vikramasinghe's first term subjects in all the subjects in the first term. So I can use this query and modify this query for take the highest mark. I'm going to do this max part, putting the asterisk mark again, and I have to specify the I don't need to specify the subject because subject is, so I don't need to specify the subject part. I'm going to remove it. Then I have to give the condition to so before that I have to join other table, the term table, because it is asking for the second term and not for the first term. In a join exam term table on student exam mark record dot exam term id equals exam term dot term id. So when I execute this query, I will get the all students details as well as the term details, all the details. So I have to now put the conditions where I'm going to first take the name of students whose name is Sachitra Vikramasinghe, where student dot first name equals Sachitra. And student dot last name equals Vikramasinghe. So now when I execute this query, I will get the details of the student whose name is Sachitra Vikramasinghe, all the details. So but I just need only the first term subject details, and I'm going to put the other condition and exam term dot term name equals term name equals first term. So when I execute this query, I will get the first term details of the student whose name is Sachitra Vikramasinghe. But in the question it is asking what is the highest mark in the subject mark and the subject of the Sachitra Vikramasinghe's marks in the marks. So I have to find the highest mark. When I put this mark, I have to give a condition max function, max student exam mark record dot mark, and give the subject name subject name. So when I execute this, I will get the highest mark. So when I execute this query, I will get the highest mark of the student whose name is Sachitra Vikramasinghe, but I just need mark and the highest mark and the subject of that mark. So I have to give this mark for the subquery again for this query, because this is the whole details of the first term marks of this student Sachitra Vikramasinghe, because I'm going to take the marks only. So I'm going to give all just for here, all, and I'm going to give a condition again in here, and student exam mark record dot mark in this query. So when I execute this query, I should get the details of the row of the details whose name is Sachitra Vikramasinghe, and the highest mark of the first term examination is 85.5. So, but I just need only the mark and the subject name. Student exam mark record dot mark, comma, student, not the student, subject dot subject name. So when I execute this, I will get the details of the subject name as well as the mark of that subject for first term, highest mark for the student name whose name is Sachitra Vikramasinghe. So in the third question, find the names and the marks of the students who scored between 70 and 90 marks in the mathematics subject in the first term examination. So in this one, I can use the only one of these queries. So I just need to put them all mark in here again, and I have to specify the mark and the mathematics and the term. So term is already mentioned, first term, and student's last name and their first name is not necessary. And I'm going to give the condition for the mathematics where subject dot subject name equals mathematics and I have to put another function for the range of the mark, and the student exam mark record dot mark between function between 90 and 70 and 90, 70 and 90. So this will be the query for third question. Name and the mark of the student who scored between 70 and mathematics subject. And when I execute this, I will get the whole details who student who's participated in first term and got the marks between 70 and 90 for mathematics subject. And but I just need only the name and the mark of the student. So I'm going to specify the column student dot first name, comma, student dot name, comma, student dot last name, comma, student text name mark record dot mark. When I execute this query, I will get the name and the mark of the students in the first term examination who got marks between 70 and 90. And for the fourth question, find the subject and the mark with the highest mark obtained in mathematics and science subject in Amanda Moses first term examination. So for the fourth question, find subject and the mark with the highest mark obtained in mathematics and science subjects for Amanda Moses student. So I have to specify two subjects in here. So I have to put in and mathematics. Other subject is science. So I have to get the mathematics subject for the first term as well, and for the student name whose name is Amanda Moses. So I have to give the student name, student dot first name equals Amanda, and the last name, student dot last name equals Moses. So this should be get the details, all the details we will put asterisk mark, all the details of the mathematics and science subject for the first term for student whose name is Amanda Moses. I got the details of the student whose name is Amanda Moses for the mathematics and science subjects. So I just need to take the maximum mark of these two subjects. So highest mark. So I'm going to put the max function in here. Max student exam mark record dot mark. So when I execute this, I will get the highest mark of these two subjects. So I need to take only name and the mark, subject and the mark. So I have to redo this query and put so I'm going to put this as a subquery for this query. I'm going to put in here over and Mother Moses. I'm going to put another condition and student exam mark record dot mark in this query. When I execute this query, I should get the all details of the highest subject for Amanda Moses in first name. I just need only mark as student exam mark record dot mark as well as the subject dot subject name. When I execute this, I will get the highest mark for the first term for Amanda Moses in the subject mathematics for the fourth question. For the fifth one, Madara Manikusekar find the highest marks in mathematics and science and Sinhala languages in the second term examination. So we have to put I can modify this query again for the Sinhala and literature language for the second term. And the student's name is Madara Manigase. I have to redo this part again in the top one. So this is the part of this query. When I execute this query, I should get I'm going to just put the all function. So this is the Madara Manigase highest mark in the second term subject Sinhala language. So it is asking only for the highest mark in, so I can just use one function here. I just don't need to use two. And so this is the maximum mark. I can put the whole mark again and check. So these are the three subjects for the Madara Manikusekar for second term, and the highest mark I can take by max student exam mark dot mark. So when I execute this, I will get the highest mark for the Madara Manikusekar in all the subjects in the second term. So that is only for fifth question as well as the 20th question. So thank you for watching.